welcome back to the renovation series. This is episode 5. Today we're giving this dark, dirty, and neglected stairwell and hallway the bright, cozy, and intentional glow up it's been needing. I do love this olive green color, but in a hallway with just one tiny little light, it is not the vibe. So I set out to find the perfect creamy beige, something that was warm and soft, that wouldn't lean too yellow or drift into cold gray territory. And if you've ever searched for the right beige or off-white, you know it's a journey. But after testing a bajillion swatches in every kind of light, I finally found it. The color that feels just right. Let me show you how it all came together. And if you've missed any previous episodes, get caught up, baby, and make sure you're subscribed so you don't miss any upcoming episodes. Okay, let's get into it. On today's agenda, we need to go find a paint color for the stairwell and the hallway. So currently the stairwell is painted this like olive green, which I really like the color, but it's a little bit too dark, especially going up the stairs. There's only one little tiny light at the top of the stairs. It's just too dark. So I want to paint it a lighter color to brighten up the space. I don't want to do white. And I don't really want to do like beige, but I need to find something that's in that color family, but that doesn't lean too beige, too white, or too gray. So that is the task for today. We're gonna go get some color swatches, and then I need to bring them back here because I really need to see them in the space, and I really need to like swatch the colors next to what I've already got painted. So right now we're in the front bedroom with the Tony taupe. And the hallway that I want to paint connects the living room and the 2 bedrooms. So the color that we choose needs to mesh well with the Tony taupe in here, the sulking room pink in the living room, and the Essex green in the back bedroom. So that's why I need to go get some color chips, bring them into this space. And by process of elimination, we can, hold each color chip up to each room and see what works best. All right, can you see all this dripping on the walls? Nasty, right? Well, that is an attic fan. So the house does not smell like cigarettes or cigars. I'm guessing the previous owner was quite the fan of the devil's lettuce. And whenever he smoked inside, he would just turn the attic fan on. And this is just like what was left over. Prepping your walls for paint is so important. Even if your walls aren't as bad as this, it's always a good idea just to give them a good old wipe down. I like to use just plain old cleaning vinegar and some Dawn dish soap. This works really well. After you clean your walls, use a scraper to scrape off any old gunk, drips, and unwanted texture from the previous paint job. Well, always remember, tools are dangerous. I just sliced through my thumb. I mean, I probably could use a stitch, but it's on the side of my nail where I don't think they could even stitch it. So I got some color chips here. I'm gonna look at them in the sun and then in the shade, and we will kind of dwindle down from there. These are all from Sherwin-Williams, and what I'm liking so far is this cotton white. Make a pile of yeses and nos. Really like this downy color. Shoji white is a fan favorite. I'm kind of liking this white duck. Now moving on, these are Benjamin Moore colors. This Cloud 9 is nice, but I think it's still a little too white. I want some depth. Alabaster everybody loves as well, but it's just a little bit too cool tone, a little too gray. White Dove is a staple Benjamin Moore color. Ooh, these are all really nice. I'm kind of liking this pale oak. That's really beautiful. That's like kind of right in the middle. It's not too gray, it's not too yellow. That might be a contender. These are really nice too. Let's go, this is kind of like the color the hallway already is. Let's just double check that we don't want to go with a darker color. So we'll put those in the maybes. These are a little too warm, a little bit too taupey. All right, so now we have our little swatches. Let's move to the shade. Clay beige, too beige. Edgecomb gray, that's a little too gray. Pale oak, I like this one. Pretty but too white, keep it. All right, I'm getting somewhere. Now let's test these against the colors we already have. Shoji white is a maybe. White duck, maybe. Cotton balls, too white. White down, maybe. Pale oak, maybe. Litchfield gray, too gray. Baby fawn, too gray. We just tested against the sulking room pink. Now this is the Tony taupe. White down, too beige. White duck, I like it. Shoji white, I like it, but it might be too beige. Are we down to 2? the white duck and the pale oak. Now let's go test these against the green. So we're in the back bedroom. I'm gonna test those last 4 against this green. So this is shoji white. This is nice. Might be a little too creamy, but it's nice. White down. I like it, but it might be a little too white. White duck, I do really like this white duck. Then this is the pale oak. I don't know, I kind of like this pale oak, you guys. It goes with everything. Mark is here today, and I'm gonna have him go through, thinking maybe the last 3 sets, definitely the last 2, but I might have him just do a run through of all 3, and we'll see what he's feeling. Okay, so we're down to the white duck and the pale oak.
White duck, pale oak.
Okay, hold them side by side. What do you think?
I think the white duck is a little too soft. We're going for something a little more striking. I like the pale oak.
You know what? I picked the same one!
Are you kidding me?
Here she is in all her glory, Pale Oak by Benjamin Moore. It's a soft, warm neutral with just the right balance of beige and gray. In daylight, it feels airy and elegant with creamy undertones that bring a warmth without ever feeling yellow. And in the evening, it shifts to this cozy, refined hue that really grounds the space in a more subtle way. I decided to color drench the entire hallway and stairwell in this beautiful shade, the walls, trim, and the ceiling, all in pale oak. And I'm using eggshell for everything just to keep it simple and seamless. And since I'm already doing bold, unique colors in the other rooms throughout the house, I wanted to keep the common throughways a little bit more quiet and refined, still intentional, but understated. If you're thinking about color drenching and you want to take it to the next level, you can play with different sheens on different surfaces. For example, you can do your walls in eggshell, your trim in satin or semi-gloss, and then the ceilings in flat. This can not only add depth and dimension to your space while keeping that monochromatic look, but it can also add a little bit more durability to your trim. You guys remember what this used to look like? Oh man, this is so much better. It's so much brighter. It looks so good. These stairs were so dirty. Years of grime, layers of dust, and what felt like a bajillion paint splatters. I ended up scrubbing them for 3 days straight. First, I went in with hot soapy water and a scrub brush, and that got the first few layers of gunk off, but there was so much dried paint that I had to break out the heavy duty tools. I started with a plastic scraper, but honestly, it didn't do much. And then I switched to a metal scraper, which worked for the bigger globs of paint, but for the stubborn bits that had like seeped into the wood grain, I had to use some steel wool and some serious elbow grease. Now, quick note, I would definitely not recommend using steel wool unless you plan on refinishing your floors afterwards because it can be pretty abrasive. Stair painting day. And painting the risers the same color as the walls and the stringers. It's gonna look really nice once it's done. But I'm gonna miss this green. I love this olivey green. After a lot of research, I decided to use Danish Oil on the stair treads. I've never used Danish Oil before, and it is quickly becoming one of my favorite things on the planet. The one I chose is Watco Danish Oil. It is a blend of boiled linseed oil and a urethane. The boiled linseed oil really nourishes the wood, and the urethane adds a little bit of a sheen and durability. And there is mineral spirits in here, so it is super easy to just wipe on, wipe off. It's that simple. I'm using this Danish oil in the color medium walnut, and it is perfection. Look at how it just brings this wood back to life. So the way this works is you put one coat on, wait for 15 minutes, put a second coat on, wait for 15 minutes, and then wipe it away. I'm completing that whole process for 3 stairs at a time because I can't reach and I won't be able to walk up the stairs. So it's taken me a little time, but just look at how much better these stairs look already. Just like, look at how nourished they look. It didn't really change the color at all. It just like really brought them back to life. So these are a little bit more shiny than they're gonna be because I still have to wipe off that second coat. I'm in that second 15-minute wait window, but I just wanted to show you how incredible this stuff really is. The directions say to wipe off the excess, and I've seen on other people's videos that I've watched doing this, if you don't wipe off the excess, then it can get like tacky, and we do not want that. And I love like all of the character of these old floors. I mean, these stairs are 100 years old. I don't want it to look perfect. I don't want it to look new. I just want it to look nourished and taken care of. So now you can kind of see the difference. These are wiped down. This one still needs to be wiped. See, it's a little bit shiny. Then these bottom two are the ones I have not done yet. Oh, it's gonna look so good. Look what just arrived. So I got all of the same matching outlet covers and light switch covers. So these with the square cutout are called decorators. Now there's two in this package. So this is a single decorator, this is a double decorator, a triple decorator. Now this is a 2-gang switch. So you need a double plate, which is what this is. That will go here. And the triple goes on the triple gang like that. But I'm in the process of changing out all of the outlets, and I prefer the dual ones like this, not the squares. If you're gonna be changing out any outlets, you have to do the tamper resistant. That is what is code now. You can see like the little plastic covers that are in there. It's a safety mechanism for kids. These outlet covers are the same design from the same company. What was once dark, dirty, and neglected now feels bright, intentional, and inviting. This pale oak paint color gives the space the perfect soft warmth without competing with the bolder colors in the rest of the house. And I am so happy both Mark and I settled on this color. Seeing these old stairs be brought back to life and discovering the magic of Danish oil was totally worth the 3 days of scrubbing. It's always amazing what a little attention and elbow grease can do, even in the most forgotten corners of a home. Thank you for coming along for the ride, and if you enjoyed this transformation, make sure to like and subscribe and stick around because there are many more projects to come.